Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Strixart. Today I'm doing a quick painting of a picture that I took outside of my hotel room when I went to Cape Town on a work trip. So I'm doing this painting because I'm reading The Artist's Way book by Julia Cameron, and I'm on week 2, and there's a part where she said that we have to make a list of things that we enjoy doing that we haven't done in a while, and one of those things was painting. Actually, I haven't painted in a few weeks or months, let's say weeks to about a month, because I have been feeling very stuck creatively and nothing that I make is good. So I thought I'd do the Artist's Way challenge to kind of heal to kind of get out of the artist's block that I've been feeling. So this is just a painting that is outside of the norm of the things I usually paint. I usually do portrait paintings, but this time I thought I should just do a landscape painting of a picture that I took when I went to Cape Town last week. The book is about using spirituality to improve your creativity, but when I started the book I had seen a lot of artists on TikTok recommend it, and they hadn't said anything about the spirituality part, so I was very surprised when I was reading the book to see a lot of reference to God and the creator and things like that, and I was triggered. So I was a Christian, a very religious, very staunch, very stubborn Christian, really, from when I was 19 years old to about 2019, so around 7, 8 years, I'm not sure. And I grew up in a Christian household, a very religious, very strict Christian household. And on my TikTok page, I've been kind of going through my deconstruction of my faith and the things that I used to believe and the kind of religious trauma that I had because of my upbringing and because of my own Christian beliefs that I had as an adult. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that here, and I'm probably going to make this a series because I think it's something that, especially as a South African black person, that we need to have a conversation about. So as I said, I grew up in a very religious household, where the kind of church that I would go to, that I was in as a child, was the kind where we were not allowed to wear pants. As girls, we were not allowed to do our hair, you were not allowed to put jewelry on because of all kinds of reasons. We're not allowed to play with boys or seen with boys, it was you had to be modest all the time, lots of purity culture, all of that. And when I turned 19, I fully converted to Christianity. My Christianity as a child was more of the kind of Christianity you grow up with, that you are taught, but when I became an adult, that's when I actively chose it as my religion and I practiced it. And I do think that that's where most of the damage was done, when I did it myself and when I chose to become Christian. I had very harmful beliefs towards myself and very harmful beliefs towards others, and I was extremely religious. So the thing that caused me to kind of veer away from my Christian faith, and that's causing me to feel very triggered when reading this book, is the reason why I left. It was, throughout my Christianity, I was not convinced that God was good. I read the Bible many times over, and even when I was fully within my faith and fully dedicated to it, I wasn't convinced of the goodness of God. I used to sit there and think, wow, so this God that we are worshiping, he really apparently loves us so much, but we have to go through so much in order for him to be pleased. you start thinking about the doctrine of having to die to yourself, the doctrine that teaches you that your flesh is sinful and everything that your body or your flesh desires or likes or finds pleasure in is a contradiction to the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit and the flesh can never agree on anything. Imagine learning something like that as a young person and having to navigate life through that lens. It is extremely difficult because you start to really hate your body and hate your natural inclinations and natural urges and natural desires that your body has. You start to despise your body because you realize that your body is sinful and it is causing you to be sinful, and because it's causing you to be sinful, it's causing you to hurt God, and God is not happy, and it also feeds into this idea of covering your body, because as a woman, your body is so sinful and it causes other people to sin. It becomes a very shameful thing for your body to exist, and that was extremely harmful to me for a very long time. I hated my body. I covered my body in clothes that I didn't like, and my self-esteem took a huge nosedive because of it. I couldn't understand how I could feel good about myself, because feeling good about myself and feeling good about my body means that I'm glorifying my body, and that is again against the Holy Spirit. It took me a long time to get that mindset out of my head. I couldn't enjoy anything. And then there was the doctrine of, forget about everything on earth, focus on heavenly things. Maybe I misunderstood some of the doctrines, honestly, but I took everything that I learned from the Bible and from pastors to heart, so I completely was disregarding life on this earth, and that made it very difficult to now live on this earth, because you're sitting here thinking, I don't care about anything. I don't care about a career. I don't care about money. I don't care about looking good. I don't care about feeling good. I don't care about music. I don't care about anything. And your life starts to lose all of its color and all of the flavor in it, and it starts to just be gray, and you start to not enjoy anything, because why are you focusing on things on this earth? And it took me a long while to learn to enjoy being alive. I wanted so much to stop existing because of it, and I couldn't understand why God would create us only for every aspect of our beings as humans to be offensive to Him, for Him to be repulsed by it. I couldn't understand them. Why would you do this to us? You knew that this would happen, but you continue to do it anyway. Why would you do that? I could never understand that concept of God being all-knowing and all-powerful and things like that, because you knew and you set us up. And this is why I was never convinced. And I know that this video is all over the place, and maybe I should make it a little bit more coherent in the next one and speak about specific topics. But yeah, this is something I like talking about, and hopefully you guys will go on this journey with me as I do the Artist's Way, the 12-week program, and also just going through my deconstruction as I am still doing it right now. But yeah, I'm just painting the edges of the painting here. I like the colors that I used. Maybe it could be more like seamless. The sky's gradients can be a little bit more seamless, but again, as I've learned in the book that I shouldn't be too focused on the end product. It's more about the process, and I enjoyed this process. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments or suggestions about what to talk about with regards to deconstruction, you can let me know in the comment section. If you have, I really do want to talk about decolonizing Christianity, especially within South Africa. I think that's very, very important, because I think some of our Christian beliefs have really worked a lot to demonize African cultures and demonize African spirituality, which was extremely wrong. And that's another topic that I think I'm going to go in depth about, because I had some very harmful beliefs about African spirituality, and I'm still deconstructing that right now. We can talk about purity culture, we can talk about the deception that a lot of Christian leaders have done to our people in this country. And this is the finished painting. I really like the way that it came out. Thank you for watching. I will see you again in the next video.